Today on Seattle Refined, wave hello to the bears.
They're not expecting the animal to come right up to the vehicle. And yeah, it's a lot of screams, a lot of fun.
Refined visits a wild kingdom right in our own backyard. Then, it's a Refined Rewind.
Harry?
Twin Peaks gets ready for a reboot, but is Western Washington ready for the return of TV's weirdest show?
2 cups of good, hot black coffee.
Plus, Refined's Portland adventure starts to suck.
This looks like a medieval torture device.
Find out how to get a clean house and a great workout at the city's oddest museum.
To suck.
And things heat up in the kitchen. We'll show you a cake worth carrying a torch for. Seattle Refined starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Now, I'm probably going to date myself a little bit here, but do you remember the wonderful world of Disney on Sunday nights? You'd sit around with your family watching wholesome television.
Nicky, there is something you should learn about bears.
Like Nicky, Wild Dog of the North, or Charlie the Lonesome Cougar. What you probably didn't know is the animals in those films were trained right here in Western Washington. This isn't the wild. This is the Olympic Game Farm in Sequim. They worked exclusively for Walt Disney Studios for nearly 30 years. But today, it's open for all to enjoy.
What my grandmother said was a lot of the locals wanted to come and see the animals, but they weren't allowed to come in, so a lot of them would just drive up and down the road to see what they could see. So that's what they got the idea, was to open up to the public in '73 and see how it would go. Then we told Disney Studios how well it went, so Disney said, go ahead and do what you want to do.
Robert Beebe is one of 3 owners at the Olympic Game Farm, and for him, it's definitely a family affair.
I was born into it, yeah, I'm 3rd generation.
Robert took over daily operations on the farm with his brother back in 2008. Right now, there are about 12 species of animals living on the farm, which adds up to about 240 animals in all.
We have tigers, cougars, wolves, fox, American bison, Roosevelt elk, llamas, a Tibetan yak, Damara zebras. I know I'm forgetting a few others, bobcat.
Tigers, cougars, and wolves, oh my! Not to worry, any animal that can hurt you lives behind a secure fence. And there are plenty of animals to see and feed as you drive around the 84-acre property.
The llamas really like to eat from the cars. But the bears, since they were all hand-raised, they love to do little things to get your attention. They'll wave at you, or they do some cute thing. You know, they know how to work people. People like the buffalo because the buffalo has this really long purple-black tongue.
The bisons, they have long tongues.
He got wet. Very purple.
That's our biggest claim to fame, is the buffalo slobber on the cars, the windows, and the bears like to wave. We're only allowed to allow people feed wheat bread.
You can of course bring your own, but be sure to bring plenty of loaves because the animals are ready to step right up and grab a bite. Just ask any employee.
A lot of the time they are surprised because they're not expecting the animal to come right up to the vehicle. And yeah, it's a lot of screams. A lot of fun.
To learn more about the Olympic Game Farm, head to SeattleRefined.com. A big reboot of a hit 90s TV show has people freaking out. Twin Peaks, filmed in Western Washington, is coming back to television in May. So we headed to the small town of Snoqualmie, aka Twin Peaks, to see if anything has changed over the last 25 years. The cult classic TV show Twin Peaks was shot in and around Snoqualmie from 1989 to 1991. This often bizarre crime drama follows the murder investigation of a beautiful high school student named Laura Palmer.
11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks. It's 5 miles south of the Canadian border, 12 miles west of the state line. Never seen so many trees in my life.
It immediately became an obsession for a small but rabid fan base that continues to grow. And even after all this time, people are still heading up to Snoqualmie to see the places where Twin Peaks was shot. Perhaps the most iconic location from the show is the Salish Lodge, situated atop Snoqualmie Falls, standing in as the fictional Great Northern Hotel, where Special Agent Dale Cooper stays throughout his investigation.
In the heat of the investigative pursuit, the shortest distance between 2 points is not necessarily a straight line.
Well, there's no logic at work here, Andy. Let that one go.
All things considered, being shot is not as bad as I always thought it might be. We need donuts.
For fans, another must-see destination is the Packard Sawmill. The mill was built back in 1917 by the Snoqualmie Falls Lumber Company. When Twin Peaks was shot, it was still a working sawmill. 25 years later, it's now owned by a very different kind of company called Dirtfish.
Dirtfish is a performance-based driving school. We teach people all the way from beginners to seasoned professionals.
The sawmill isn't the only location from the show on the Dirtfish property.
Dirtfish was where the sheriff's office was and where Lucy sat.
No messages, Deputy Brennan.
The front desk area of the sheriff's office.
Lucy?
Dick.
And I believe there's some conference room.
Oh, by the way, you were shot with a Walther PPK. It's James Bond's gun. Did you know that?
Which was some other part of the show. So there's a couple locations here.
I'll be at the lab, gentlemen.
Anything we should be working on?
Yeah. You might practice walking without dragging your knuckles on the floor.
Albert, let's talk about Knuckles.
People from all over the world are still coming to check out the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Office.
We call them peekers, and they pull up and come in, and they're always so excited. All the time from all over the world. I mean, different accents that we hear, different clothing, different styles, but they're so friendly, and we let them sit at the desk and act like Lucy, and they get a little tour around. But yeah, it's not been so much lately, but I think we'll probably get the waves coming here soon.
Tune in tomorrow when our own Scott Carty heads to the Double R and grabs a damn fine cup of coffee and a slice of cherry pie. The official premiere of Twin Peaks is scheduled for May 21st on Showtime. Twin Peaks is just one of many shows that we can't wait to watch this year. Up on our website, we have a list of 6 must-see shows for 2017. They include Twin Peaks, Star Trek Discovery, and a Marvel FX collab called Legion. There are trailers for each series, so you have to check it out. It's all on SeattleRefined.com. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
The food's really good and fresh and just awesome.
And Eastside Eatery keeps it deliciously simple. We go behind the counter at Pomegranate. But first,
So this is it. This is the Mac Daddy. This is the Cadillac of vacuums, right?
we take a trip into house cleaning history at one of the most spotless museums in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, Refined's Portland Week rolls on today. And of course, we are obsessed with all things Seattle, but we needed to see what our friends to the south have to offer. All week, we've showed you the weird, artistic, and delicious side of the Rose City. We didn't think it could get any better until John Prentice found a store that really sucks.
Founded in 1932, Stark's Vacuum is a Portland institution, well known for letting customers try it before they buy it. At their Northeast Grand Avenue location, you'll find the latest and greatest, along with some oldies but goodies.
This museum's been around since the early 70s.
Rick Nye is the curator of Stark's Vacuum Museum.
This is a Kirby. This is from the early 30s. For a long time, people, they bring in their old vacuums. My grandmother had this in their basement, and, it's kind of unique. And so we figured, well, let's display these. They bring them instead of just throw them away.
This collection spans over 100 years of dirt fighting technology and features hundreds of cleaners from space-age hovering vacuums to wooden relics like this.
Yeah, this is a very early carpet sweeper. This would have been probably around 1880. Still works. This is a very early vacuum, probably about 1905.
This looks like a medieval torture device.
Well, it was for women because you had to, they got their exercise as they cleaned their house because you had to pump it to get it to suck.
You get like great biceps.
Oh, yeah. This is an electric broom. This is called the compact vacuum. Howard Hughes had these made for his airplanes. Yeah, he wanted his airplanes clean. They started making these about 1945.
So this is it. This is the Mac Daddy. This is the Cadillac of vacuums, right?
Electrolux came out with it in the early 50s. This is the Lux Model 60. It was the first vacuum to use a disposable bag. It has all your different attachments that you could use. You got your dusting brush, your bare floor tool, upholstery tool, had the automatic cord winder that would automatically wind up your cord.
This is like a traveling salesman vacuum, right?
Right. These were sold door to door. The salesman would come to your house. He would, throw some dirt on the floor and do the whole demonstration.
Get the foot in there, right?
Right, yeah. Right after the World War II, in the early 50s, a lot of people were buying new homes and everything. They wanted the best vacuum they could get. They would buy Electrolux.
Do you think I look like a vacuum salesman?
You do. Actually, you do.
What do you think of the Hoover there?
John Prentice, Seattle, Refined.
If you didn't think it could get any weirder, it does. Refine's Portland Week continues tomorrow with the most bizarre museum we have ever seen.
Recreated it as a horror dollhouse.
Next on Seattle Refined, fried chicken worth fighting over.
We all take our leftovers home. You know how you go to a restaurant and you kind of forget them? Yeah. You never forget these leftovers.
We visit an East Side eatery creating mouth-watering memories one customer at a time. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, cooking for parties can be a real headache. But there's one Redmond mom who learned the secret: keep it Southern and keep it simple. And as Washington Grown's Christy Goranson shows us, she's now running a very successful bistro and catering business.
We're at Pomegranate Bistro in Redmond. This hot spot features top-notch, high-quality food served in a casual atmosphere.
The food's really good and fresh and just awesome.
It looks like they make their own potato chips too.
Yeah, and they're really good.
Are they?
Everything is always perfectly cooked, fresh ingredients, and they source locally, so it's nice to know that what you're getting is real food.
It's not like any fried chicken I've ever had. It's not greasy. It's the most amazing batter, and it's fantastic. Crunchy, and it just melts in your mouth. We all take our leftovers home. You know how you go to a restaurant and you kind of forget them? Yeah. You never forget these leftovers.
The restaurant shares its space with Chef Lisa's Catering Kitchen, a place that's very familiar with parties because it executes more than 1,500 catered events each year. Now we're off to cook one of Chef Lisa's favorite party foods. And of course there's a Southern twist: chicken and waffles.
So this is my favorite part. It's
saltine crackers.
Saltine cracker.
I like that idea.
Coated. And I just get them in the sleeves, and we do this for thousands of people.
Do you
So
really?
we still do that.
Once our crackers are smashed, we season our chicken, dust it with flour, dump it in buttermilk with some egg, and dunk it in our crackers.
I like pressing it like that.
Okay.
So you can do, like that. Yeah.
And then just set it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, there you go.
This is kind of therapeutic, like the whole
thing
process
is
of,
therapeutic.
you know.
I know. It's kind of like, can I come bread? Some chicken thighs with you in the kitchen. I just
I don't know
wanna
about
step out there.
1,000. You like to use a lot of locally sourced food with your catering in your restaurant?
As much as we possibly can,
Mhm.
yes. We use shepherd's grain pastry flour in our pastry shop. And Draper Valley Farms chicken.
For the chicken.
And
it's pretty cool to have all this stuff.
we are really lucky in Washington State.
Yeah.
I mean, we have everything. I mean,
We have the
we're really,
coast.
really spoiled up here.
All right, so these then
We're ready to fry. And then we only are frying to brown the saltine cracker crumbs.
Okay.
Because it browns so quickly that it doesn't really cook the chicken all
Sure.
the way. You can do it on your stove at home. You don't really need a deep fryer. for
fryer.
it, and finish it off in the oven.
While our chicken fries and then bakes, we're moving on to cook up some waffles.
just about everyone has a waffle maker like this in their kitchen someplace.
I have one
Probably
here
got it
at
for their
work.
wedding.
Probably. We do a little stack like this with your chicken on top, and we do a little red pepper jelly.
There we go. You have to have finger food for parties.
Oh my gosh. We
Right?
spend so much time thinking about what we can pass on a cracker.
So, what's the number one thing for a successful party
Okay,
in your mind?
So do something you've done before.
Okay.
That you know how to do. This is not the time to experiment. This is the time to do what you're famous for.
Now it's time to build our own and give it a try.
Oh yeah.
That's so good.
Right?
Nice and soft and warm. Oh, I love your fried chicken. That's delicious.
Make sure to tune in every Wednesday to see more reports from our partners at Washington Grown. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, if you watch us all the time, you know we love our refined bestie, Heather Earnhardt. She has showed us some amazing southern dishes at her Capitol Hill restaurant, Wandering Goose. But there's one that really takes the cake. Just don't forget a blowtorch. So, Heather, what are we making today? What is this thing?
Today we're gonna do a cuatro leches cake. It's
It's
4 milks. So we have whole milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk, and then a little heavy cream.
Got it. And so what is this right here?
So this is a vanilla cake, and each cake layer, we take a little off the top, and then we poke it with a skewer so that the milk can absorb into the cake.
And
so
is this your recipe?
Cake.
Where'd you get this from?
You know, it's my version of the Tres Leches cake. I just wanted to take it over the top a little. So
Take it up another step.
A little
4
step.
milks,
yeah,
not 3.
4 milks, not 3. These are your 4 milks, and you're gonna go ahead and
all 4 milks are in here?
All 4.
Okay.
And you don't have to be delicate about it. You can kind of,
You didn't trust me, did you? You took it right out of my hands. You didn't trust me.
I'm just giving you a little demo. So you can see the cake is like cracked a little, and that's okay because you want this whole cake to absorb all of this milk.
So how much milk total do you think with all 3 layers that you put in this cake?
It's about 7 or 8 cups. But you think it's gonna be soggy, but it's not.
So what's the deal here at the Wandering Goose? You guys always do things so big. Everything's big.
Everything's big. It's big food, big love, baby.
Time now to cook up a mountain of meringue for the topping.
There's 6 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water, and we're just gonna cook it until it's clear.
And typically, how hot is that?
It's probably like 250, 300. My left side's better than my right side. So you can see this is like super hot. We have started our egg whites. You can see they're already in here. They're not all the way done, but they're almost there.
Heather slowly pours the red hot syrup into egg whites, then adds vanilla and a little lemon juice and beats them until they form a meringue. Is that meringue finished yet?
I think it's done.
That beater's been working for a while.
You can
it's
feel
still warm.
The bowl's still warm,
Yeah.
yep.
All right, I need to taste that stuff too. You know what's funny about meringue? Normally I don't like meringue.
I don't either. But I made it so I liked it.
So why are we making it?
Do you like this one?
do it. You got 5 seconds to do it. Do it on my face. 5, 4, 3, 2. That's our show, everybody.
So we're gonna put this on here, and then I meant to tell you we are going to blowtorch it.
You're gonna actually heat this up?
Are you allowed to use the blowtorch?
I think so. You made a lot of meringue here for this. All that's not going on here, is it?
It is going on here.
The
You're
whole
gonna
thing?
see, yeah.
It's like.
If you're gonna do something, you gotta do it big, or why do it? Have you ever seen a cake like this? I haven't ever seen a cake like this.
It almost kind of looks like the ocean too, doesn't it? You know what's funny? You're just slopping it on, but it looks beautiful.
Well, I think it's, every baker and every cook has their own style, right? So I've never been one to
And there's no rhyme or
do stuff
reason.
fancy, but I mean, this is a fancy cake. All right. So these blow torches you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot.
And you got to keep that torch moving, right?
You keep it moving, and this gives it like a toasted marshmallowy flavor. Plus, it looks amazing. But can you smell that? It smells good, right?
It smells like when I was a kid, when I'd go camping with the marshmallows.
Right?
So would you say you are a magician when it comes to meringue?
A magician. Yeah, sure, say that. That sounds great, Gard.
Toasted grass.
Right, so you taste the difference in what we tasted when it was just meringue and the toasted part.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh my God.
Heather's new cookbook, Big Food, Big Love, is in stores now. So what are you waiting for? Go buy it. All right, time to dig into that cake. Thanks for joining us today on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time right here.